Oh, here we are. Welcome to the Leo Zagami show with Leo and Christy.
Hi, everyone.
November 2. In Catholic tradition, we celebrate the Day of the Dead. As they say in Mexico, de los Días de los Muertos. And it's a very important day, of course, and a very important week because we are 3 days, countdown, 3, 2, 1, ignition sequence starts. Elections. We're going to be talking about that, but we're going to be talking about also much more as Jesuit Kamala. Oh, she's using all her dirty tricks. At the same time, the Vatican is preparing for her a jubilee. In 2025, they have unleashed on the world an anime called Luce, which means light. Yes, like Lucifer, a bearer of light. Leo and Christy are here. Christy, who are the sponsors of today's broadcast?
Okay, so we have Nelda Rosada, Minsa, and Bruce Kodish and David Kammerer. Oh. Thank you very much, guys. And everybody that bought the book, thank you very much.
Thank you very much to all those people who are buying the book. Also, the Zagami family cooking book.
Thank you, guys.
And, of course, volume 11 of My Confessions. I also always try to tell people, if you want to know more about these books, just go on leozagami.com, have a taste of the Leo Zagami articles, and if you like them, you can go and purchase the books. Why not? I mean, there is a lot of material. In all these years we have been doing this leozagami.com. There's a bunch of interesting articles, but of course, if you want to dig even deeper, then you have the books. And this week, for those who have read volume 10 in the eternal conflict in the Middle East, Iran, they are threatening Israel and the US with a massive retaliation. Ayatollah Khamenei, we are scared? No, we are not. But we are more scared for what might happen here in the United States of America, as they have built this massive cognitive warfare against Donald J. Trump, accusing him in the last few months of being Adolf Hitler. He doesn't look like Adolf Hitler. Seems like Kamala looks a bit more like Adolf Hitler than Donald J. Trump, for sure. So here we have my latest article on leozagami.com, which I strongly suggest you to go and check out together with all the other articles, because of the importance of these elections and what they mean for America and for the rest of the world. But for America in particular, there seems to be a cognitive warfare that the Vatican Illuminati and the Jesuits are building up. So they hope to get us into a new U.S. civil war. Of course, we hope that might never happen, but the indications are all there. This is going to be a contested election for sure, but it seems like it's going to be Kamala and the Democrats this time that they're going to be the massive election deniers. In this article, I've explained how members of both American political parties and other concerned observers have been asking for a while now, who is running this country? The Jesuits, the Sabbateans? John Richardson, via the Gatestone Institute, has put forward a few names: Barack Obama, George Soros, but of course these days we could say his son, Alex Soros, the Chinese Communist Party. But when we go and analyze these three, they are all agents of the Jesuits. The Chinese have really been collaborating with the Jesuits for almost 500 years. Then we have Jill Biden, who seems to be still present with good old Joe, who keeps on sniffing kids when he can. Yeah, he loves to sniff kids. He just can't help himself. So here, let's check out Biden's latest sniff during Halloween. How was your Halloween? Remember that during this Halloween, all the witches and warlocks have gathered together to do a massive ritual against Trump. I've been talking about it in an article you can find on Zagami.com. But before we go into the rest of the show, here you have Pedo Biden, more irrelevant than ever, sniffing kids. Don't eat that shit. Don't eat that shit. Don't eat him. Okay. This was, well, I mean, when I see certain scenes, I mean, he's irrelevant now, you know. I mean, the guy is just like an old folk preparing for the retirement home. Demented, more and more demented. And of course, we had his garbage comment, but it wasn't his own garbage comment. He actually read it from a teleprompter. That's the most incredible thing. He accused.
So somebody wrote that?
Yes, he accused all Americans that support Donald J. Trump to be garbage, but it wasn't just like, you know, an excuse they can invent on an old Senate guy who just goes on and says something out of the norm. No, it was written, ethically and morally violating the code of conduct of the White House during elections.
Well, who do you think that?
Is Karine Jean-Pierre?
Kamala?
No, Karine Jean-Pierre.
She did that?
Karine Jean-Pierre.
Sabotaged him?
Oh no, she just probably sacrificed one cat too much. Yeah. We know that Karine Jean-Pierre is a classic Haitian voodoo-trained witch doctor behind the scenes. She's been probably celebrating Halloween with all the witches and warlocks who have celebrated who have visualized. You know, they have devised this ritual. They went all on Zoom, and then they devised this ritual in which they visualized that Kamala was in the White House. Well, I think the visualization hopefully is not gonna work for those who are
in their imagination.
It's just terrible. It's just terrible to think these witches and all these people who are really using black magic against Donald J. Trump. But like we said last week, Trump is well shielded by prayers and by people who care for him. Also, in the spiritual path and in the spiritual world, they give him a lot of protection. So here we are this week. Monsignor Fisichella, one of the Monsignor Fisichella is a very important. Fisichella.
Okay.
He's a scientist in the Vatican. He's considered a scientist. He unleashed this. Check it out. Now, don't say hello to me. I'm not your friend. And what is that stick? That's a rune. That's a rune, and it's a stick used by witches. So
it almost looks like half a pitchfork.
First of all, you call your mascot for the Jubilee year of 2025 Luce, which means light. Light. Somebody says, don't go too far. Jean-Pierre is most likely Catholic like you. No, Karine Jean-Pierre is an Haitian, and she comes from Haiti, where notoriously they practice voodoo. So just inform yourself before opening your mouth here in the chat, because you know you're dealing with Leo Zagami. Leo Zagami is very prepared on these subjects when it comes to the occult. And
you're so theatrical today.
Most Haitians are Catholic, yes, but we know that Catholic, in fact, in South and Central America, a lot of animist religion merge very well with the Catholic faith. We have, in fact, all sorts of Santeria, we have Cambeo, all kinds of things, aside from voodoo, that are more or less similar, and that substitute the Catholic saints with those entities that they worship and they sacrifice animals to. In any case, this anime was created by a guy called Simone Legno, which is Simone Wood, like Simone Stick. Or Simone Wood. Simone Wood. Maybe he got a stick.
Wood?
Wood.
Where do you get
Simone
wood
Legno.
Oh, because that's my maiden name. So he's trying to make a joke.
No, I'm not making a joke. I'm just saying that the guy who created, though, let's see who is the guy who created this new symbol for a Jubilee year, which the Vatican hopes to celebrate with Kamala, of course, which is their favorite choice for this presidential election. They hope Kamala. And then, of course, with Kamala, you have a bunch of drag queens and everything else that is wrong in this world arriving in the Vatican. Welcome to the Leo Zagami Show. Wherever you are in the world, remember to support us, guys. You can support us with the purchase of my books. You can find all the links on leozagami.com, or you can find them on Amazon, or you can support us through the sponsorship. The sponsorship can be made anonymously or can be made publicly, and can be made through GoFundMe or through our Cash App handle that you can find also on leozagami.com. Yes, Santa Morte is also an animist religion that comes from this rich tradition that the Jesuits seem to encourage. See, the problem in South America, Central America, is that you have too many Jesuits. It's fueled with Jesuitry. In any case, here we are. You have it on the screen. If you want to support us, we will be bringing you a new format after the elections, 2 times a week.
So that's going to be next Saturday. We're going to have a new format.
We're going to have a new format. I'm not going to say more about it. I
don't even know what it is.
I want to keep it.
I asked him.
It's going to be a surprise. If, of course, we see the people are enjoying it, we will continue. And if we are lacking in sponsorship at the end of this year, instead, we're going to probably just give up on the whole thing, guys. Okay.
We should never give up.
We should never give up.
No.
Guys, there is a lot of news today. There is also news from Italy. The Italian Grand Master of the Grand Orient of Italy had to give up his Grand Mastership because of a decision made by a tribunal. My friend Leo Taroni, who participated in the elections, who actually won, but this election was very contested. It happened in the month of March. And now, apparently, a ordinary tribunal, not a Masonic tribunal, has recalled the validity of these past elections, and now there is actually very much a lot of tension, because Antonio Seminario, the guy who became the Grand Master, was the first Grand Master from Calabria, and he's a member of the 'Ndrangheta Mafia. So my poor friend Leo Taroni has been already threatened.
Oh no!
Yes.
Taroni likes the candy.
Taroni, not Torroni.
Oh,
Taroni, yes. He's been threatened. Yeah, threatened. They said they have a couple of bullets waiting for him at the headquarters of the Italian, where we went and celebrated that day.
What day?
The day we went for the opening of the Masonic year up the hill in Italy.
Oh, there?
Yeah,
Oh,
there.
they were so snotty. Those girls.
Okay. Okay. Let's go back to this figure. Okay. Don't say hello. I'm not your friend, and I think you are satanic. It's very clear here.
He doesn't like blue hair.
No. You call it luce. Luce is light. Light bearer is Lucifer. You are basically worshipping Lucifer. That is, and on top of that, this unveiling of the Mascot by a pro-LGBT artist who works with an adult sex toy company to produce sex toys. So the Vatican is has employed a guy who is, of course, pro-LGBT. I'm talking here from Palm Springs, California, guy. We are surrounded by the enemy this weekend. There is actually some kind of pride. They always have some kind of pride here in Palm Springs. Okay, whatever. Let's read what's happening here. Tokidoki, the Italian brand which created the controversial Luce and Friends mascots for the 2025 Jubilee year, has collaborated on a range of adult toys, the designs of which have been described and reviewed in strikingly similar terms to the Vatican mascot.
Okay, that's just weird. Like, what kind of, what?
What? I'm going to go on the site. Even if LifeSite News has written, in the interest of Christian modesty, we will not be linking to any sites or including any pictures. I will show you those sites. I will show you the sex toys that they use in the Vatican. No, we will do it now.
But what if they censor us and take down our channel?
No.
Okay.
You say you think so?
No.
They
like this stuff on YouTube, actually.
Okay, Love Honey. In October 2016, Love Honey launched its Tokidoki product range. Okay. Simone Legno, the creator of Luce and Friends. And we are talking about the official mascot of the Holy Year, the Jubilee of the cat.
Okay, I can read this because I understand it's Japanese.
Okay, so
Love Honey's most popular products have been reimagined for a new collection, which will feature never before seen designs created exclusively for the Tokidoki X Love Honey collaboration. The result is a vibrant, kawaii, Japanese for cute, range emblazoned with characters designed by Tokidoki's
that vibrant is a vibrator, by the way.
What?
Of course. We are thrilled to be working with the industry leader Love Honey and to collaborate on such an innovative range that promotes the importance of sexual health and overall well-being. What does this have to do with the Vatican? Well, the creator of this monstrosity is working in collaboration with Love Honey to create a series of sex toys.
Simona Legno? That's her name?
Not the name of the creator of the anime. The anime is called Luce.
Oh, okay.
Simone Legno is the guy.
Oh, okay.
Okay, let's...
Got it.
You got it?
Got it.
Okay. And the Vatican has unveiled this jubilee created by the pro-LGBT artist. And this is what they have unveiled.
Well, it's a little... that's not bad.
No, it's very bad once you know what they are doing, because here, you see, it's very bad once you know who is behind it all and what they're trying to do. This is the guy, and the guy works and creates sex toys. So let's go on the site of this indulgent Vatican who is depraved and works with people who not only promote but work in the realm of pornography. Let's see what are these sex toys. Let's go on the official site of the creation of Simone Legno. Legno, it means he has a stick maybe in between the wood. Knock on wood? No. Okay. So let's go on the Love Honey site. Are you ready, guys? I know that you're all ready. You're all curious. No, I'm not scared of the toy. I'm sure that the Vatican loves the anal plug that is showed here amongst the toys and many other sex toys of that. You see, here we have dildos, male toys, vibrators. This is all products of Love Honey that works in collaboration with Simone Legno, who has created Luce for the Vatican. Yes, bondage. Yes.
They're like, anyway, I'm not going to say anything.
This is obviously, where do you think the Vatican has found this guy? The Vatican has found this guy because they use this kind of things. Okay. Let's go in the sex toys department here. Huh?
Are you having fun?
No, I mean, this is very, very much what the Vatican is offering is faithful these days. Indulgence. Okay. So this is it, guys. I mean, Vigano, who, of course, has invited people to vote for Trump because he knows that Kamala, because you see, they hope that Kamala will defeat Trump, so then they can invite Kamala for the Jubilee and celebrate it all together in the Vatican. We hope instead that Kamala loses because she's a Satanist, and at the same time, we would like to send a shout out to Archbishop Vigano, the former Archbishop who is excommunicated by the Pope, who has just published a new book telling his side of his excommunication history. Well, remind me tomorrow. I want to send a mail to Vigano because I think this guy should be on our show sooner or later. In any case, is there a Leo Zagami discount code? No, you can have a discount code only if you are involved with the Vatican and their Jubilee year.
You have a discount on your book right now, though. It's like you still have your sale.
Yes. Still have a sale on this book, guys. It's been going on since Labor Day.
So we just keep it low.
Remember,
everybody
this
likes
book,
the price.
This book, The Past, Present, the Future of Mind Control, is only $15.99.
Sometimes it's even cheaper because Amazon does their sales too. So, you know, it's good. It's pretty cheap. You get money back from 20. So it's good. Unless you pay for shipping with Amazon, but
I want to show if I find it though, because this is, you know, you saw I show you the anime. I want to show you what you think it's an innocent thing. First of all, I said it's called Luce, which means light, which is also, by the way, light, Illuminati, Luce, Lucifer. How much more in your face can the Vatican be? This is the thing. How much more in the face can the Vatican be? And on top of that, they have a witch that is portraying a stick which is in common use. Witches use this rune, it's runic. That symbol that you see, let me show it once again to those who have just tuned in. On the Leo Zagami show, we are, of course, discussing the latest monstrosity of the Vatican, this creation here. Yes. Hello, Luce. Luce, just go away.
She seems to trigger you.
Luce! Okay, if you want to know why she has that kind of stick, it's because witches use this kind of stick with that kind of runic symbolism. So you can actually go on the internet and buy a rune scettro sciamanico, like Luce. This is witchcraft. So the Vatican is promoting witchcraft. Is it something? Is it something new? No, but I mean, of course, we needed to show here everybody who watches the Leo Zagami show what is being planned for you by the Vatican, because the Vatican is pushing for this this cognitive warfare against Trump, calling him Adolf Hitler. Ultimately, they want to achieve what? They want to achieve. They know that they are losing. They know that they're losing, guys. I mean, it's obvious they know that, but they will contest this election, and on top of that, they have a bunch of lawyers already ready to contest this election, and they have all their thugs ready to go in the street, like they did when Trump won the last time, but this time even more, because one thing I noticed about Alex Soros is much worse than George Soros. Can you be worse than George Soros? Yes. I'm going to show you in a moment why. But let me show you something, guys, regarding the present situation with the latest, and I'm talking about the latest regarding this election, which is very close. We know it's very close, but of course you need to be fair. Me and Christy went to vote already, so we did early voting. After, I'm gonna actually pick up our yes, I have it somewhere, and if you pick up my hard disk there after, actually, yes, if you can pick it up quickly. I need it, don't worry, because
tell me, I want to know.
No.
I always want to know everything.
Okay, but they can really get triggered very easily. Now, this is a voting polling station where workers went completely berserk on a guy simply because he had a Trump hat.
No way.
Yes.
You fucking bitch.
Oh, wow.
There's no reason. Yeah, all that sir.
Wow.
This is my motherfucking right here.
Wow.
Why is it defending me? It's like defending. All right, then shut the hell up and let me vote.
Okay, Jamie. Okay, we ain't got nothing else to say.
Wow.
Next thing.
What? There it is right there.
No.
Wow. Oh, wow, God. Oh.
Don't do that.
Wow. 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 I'm not going to help with him. You may want to help with him.
These chameleons surrounded the patriot, and we can really give them a name. They are chameleons. That's
Chameleons.
what chameleons. Yes, I hope they lose, but I'm sure they will have done the same thing if we showed up with the Trump hat here in Palm Springs. Because
can I say what happened?
Yes.
In the Albertsons?
No, in Albertsons after, but first of all, I would like to show our viewers the situation in regards to my first, because remember, guys, I know a lot of people last week were I saw the comments, but in your country, guys, maybe you don't understand. I formally renounced to my Italian citizenship in June. I'm an American citizen since I, in the spring of this year, obtained, through the naturalization process that lasted 10 years, my citizenship.
5 years.
Well, in total, it was actually 10 years, because they count all the years you are married, all the years this.
Oh, really?
That.
Oh,
Yes,
okay.
so it's a long process. It's a legal process that I went through. It's a legal process which I'm proud to have done, because I'm legally an American, and I've been able to vote as an American for the first time.
Yeah.
And I just got this for the first time. I'm a first-time voter here in the great United States of America. Let's make America great again. Yes, 2024. There's only one choice in the most consequential elections in history. You know, my choice. Yes, guys. Huh? I mean, people don't understand, but it's very important when you come from a country without any
Morals?
I mean, well, aside from that, a country of communists and socialists, a country that still uses fascist laws against its people, a country that persecutes people for their political beliefs. People like to see Italy as this wonderful country. It's a great country if you go there as a tourist. Don't get me wrong. If you are an American, you go to Italy, you have a great time. But if you are an Italian or you are a European in Europe today, you are a slave. That's the truth. And so I think that Christie's comments are also very important, because this year we saw a change in Palm Springs at the Pole Station. It was much more professional.
Yeah. Well, no, it was less scammy.
Let's see what you say.
Scammy.
Yes.
Hi everyone. So I want to talk about my experience in voting this year.
Yes.
So I'm at the exact same place I was at last year, but this time, last time. Oh, sorry, last time. So when you know what happened then. So anyway, the other time, that time, they took my ballot. They just took it in their hand. This time I put it in a ballot box that was sealed, and it was super sealed, wasn't it? And they wanted me to put it in the ballot box. So they were really watching everything, and I'm really happy about that.
Absolutely, yeah, definitely. This was, as you know, the most important vote, and these are the most consequential elections in U.S. history. So I'm really glad that the security measures are in place, and so let's make voting great again.
Okay, so, and one more thing.
Yes.
I don't know if you guys have noticed, but Leo, he stole my outfit.
Whatever. In any case, guys, maybe somebody is right. He says you're not supposed to wear any political shirts, etc., no matter who said. That's okay. In fact, we didn't wear them, but the way they treated that guy was completely out of order. I mean, I think that it was a little bit too much. I don't know, maybe it's me, but I think that the way those ladies treated that MAGA guy at the post station is completely out of order. What do you think, Christine?
Yeah, I do.
I mean, it's a bit too much. Now, let's break down, guys, the latest in the polls. Because we are winning, it doesn't mean that hell will not break loose after the elections, because that's the problem here. These people are anti-democratic in nature. They are actually the real Nazis. And so we have to be very careful of what's going to happen after the elections. But at the moment, I want to show you all the latest in regards to the polls coming out of CNN. And the news is good. The news is good.
The polling aggregates across those 7 key battlegrounds that we've been talking about, right? In your Sun Belt, you see a little bit more red than blue. In fact, there is no blue in the Sun Belt. But again, it's way too close to call. Trump by 3 in Arizona, 2 in Georgia, 1 in North Carolina, a tie in Nevada. Come over to those Great Lakes and a little bit more blue here, but look at this, just a point in Michigan, less than a point. When you're breaking out this symbol, Jessica, the less than, you know how close the race is. And then, of course, in Pennsylvania, all important Pennsylvania, tie, T-I-E-D. That's the bottom line of this election. Way too close to call at this point. All of the key states within a couple of points, and arguably the most important one, Pennsylvania, T-I-E-D.
Just tied. Put that in terms of the electoral map for us. How does that bear out?
Yeah, how does the electoral map bear out? Well, if the results match the polling averages, guess what? Neither candidate gets to 270 electoral votes.
I don't
I don't even know what other way to put it, because Pennsylvania becomes the all-important key state. Whoever wins Pennsylvania wins the election. We've been talking about it week after week after week. The Commonwealth of Pennsylvania.
And that is the place where Trump was shot, Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
So it's really, I mean, it's symbolic of this contested already election, because it is contested even if we are not yet in front of any results. I'm sure that the Democrats will not accept the result. That, as you can see, is clearly in our favor. We will be here with you to comment on these elections on election day, on Tuesday, on the 5th, on November 5th. And it's
5 o'clock we'll be here.
Yes,
we're usually not here on Tuesday.
No,
but we're going to be here.
We're going to be here, and we're going to
You
be.
think we'll know by then?
Huh?
Will we know?
No, I think that the problem is going to be, it's going to take probably, I mean, there is a possibility here that it's too big to rig, and it seems that that is a realistic possibility.
Big to rig.
But it's also possible that they're gonna once again.
They can't cheat. How can they cheat?
Because they are cheaters, because that's the only way they know how to win. The last time they got an old folk who was in the basement, and they unleashed a biological warfare on the Americans to win. So I mean, nothing surprises me. On top of this, we have noticed this week how they have picked up on the words of Trump. That was basically simply saying that Liz Cheney, the daughter of warmonger, war criminal Dick Cheney, is a war hawk. It's basically somebody who goes into the room and wants to always do a war. And he said simply, you know, what if she was in front of people with weapons, in front of people who are actually there, and with 9 barrels shooting at and then they immediately transformed it in a threat that needs to be addressed.
All of it is getting so boring and tiring and blah. Everybody's so sick of it.
Yeah,
we're just sick of hearing about it.
It's just, I mean, I hope that we can make America great again. We can leave all this behind. And at the same time, guys, this is, I mean, just to watch what Trump said. Trump was completely in the right.
And he was so, he said, I really want to thank you. He said, now I'm so glad that I actually endorsed you. It's amazing.
This was a reference to Dick Cheney before, of course, Liz Cheney went on the attack against him. And then, of course, Dick Cheney, the father, supported the daughter.
But that you would do this, and I didn't speak to him about it. But then, you know, go a couple of years forward or go now. And I don't blame him for sticking with his daughter. But his daughter is a very dumb individual, very dumb. She's a radical war hawk. Let's put her with a rifle standing there with 9 barrels shooting at her, okay? Let's see how she feels about it. You know, when the guns are trained on her face. You know, they're all war hawks when they're sitting in Washington in a nice building saying, oh, gee, let's send 10,000 troops right into.
And this is what they did. This is what I discuss in Volume 10 of my Confessions, the PNAC, the whole conspiracy. Guys, get Volume 10 of my Confessions, because it's a very important book to understand the truth about 9/11. Even Christy was rather shocked when she was editing this book, which I think deserves a little bit more, guys.
Volume 10?
Volume 10.
Absolutely. I don't feel like enough people have read Volume 10. I think that I think a lot of, like, the majority of the people out there didn't read it because they judge it before they read it. Maybe I don't know,
guys.
Did you guys buy this book?
How many of you know about the ties between Islamic Freemasonry, the Illuminati, and what is going on in this eternal conflict in the Middle East. Even Freemasons have praised me for a book that has information which is fact, not speculations. Remember that my books are based on fact. And this book has not, I mean, even Muslims, even a Sufi had to admit, and I'm quite critical in this book about Sufism and the dark side of Sufism. And there was a Sufi who said, well, I can't criticize this book because it's based on facts. So I highly advise you to get the volume 10, especially now. And I tell you why, guys, because what is happening both in the Middle East with Iran and in Ukraine, where North Koreans are arriving thanks to Kim Jong-un and this new deal with Putin, which they have sealed, of course, during Putin's visit, a deal of mutual collaboration and mutual protection of the states, with 10,000 troops arriving in Russia now, in the Kursk region, and now 8,000 entering, the battlefield in the border with Ukraine. That means an expansion of this war that will trigger the Third World War inevitably. If Kamala wins, NATO will go on the attack and is World War III. Is Red Dawn for real, guys, because these North Koreans are not a joke. They are real thugs on the battlefield. And I think that, that people need to address this. This is not a joke, absolutely. If Kamala gets elected, we will see some true problems arising at a worldwide level.
North Korea's top diplomats are meeting in Moscow today. It is still not clear what they're going to be discussing, but there are concerns about rising concerns, that is, regarding Pyongyang's new role in the Ukrainian-Russian war. Preparations are underway to deploy thousands of troops along the Ukrainian border. Stephanie Bennett has more on how the U.S. will respond if those troops cross the border.
Russia and North Korea appear to be deepening their military and diplomatic ties just days after thousands of North Korean troops arrived in the border region preparing to fight Ukraine. North Korea's foreign minister visited Moscow on Friday, meeting with Russian counterparts about the possibility of more military cooperation.
The agreement has laid a solid foundation for further deepening our relations in all areas.
We reaffirm that we will stand with our Russian comrades until their victory is realized.
The U.S. and South Korea responding with a series of joint military drills, including their first ever live fire drone exercises, hoping to send a message to both Russia and the North. But some lawmakers on Capitol Hill say that's not enough.
The United States and NATO allies should seriously discuss and consider attacking directly North Korean troops that are in Ukraine and that are attacking Ukraine. North Korean troops do not belong in Europe.
Meanwhile, we're getting our first look at the test of North Korea's new ICBM, which reached an altitude of 4,000 miles, meaning it could hit the U.S. South Korean officials are now hinting at a possible retaliation.
North Korea continues its illegal provocations. We reiterate our stern warning that North Korea will bear full responsibility for any consequences that arise.
If North Korean troops cross into Ukraine, the Pentagon says they will allow the Ukrainian military to use American weapons to push them back across the border. In London, Stephanie Bennett, Fox 30.
And Zelensky is, of course, already asking for long-range missiles because of this ulterior provocation. Why does he need long-range missiles if the North Koreans are shorter than the Russians? Why does he need long-range? They're shorter. He has some kind of Napoleonic complex, this midget comedian turned politician. But guys, like I said, we are talking about a real Red Dawn. Now, we had the first Red Dawn, which wasn't against, we didn't see the North Korean in the first Red Dawn, the one from the 80s. But we saw in the Red Dawn remake of 2012, the North Koreans invading the United States. That was the remake, and in fact, the threat now, because we know that that Hollywood does predictive programming on a lot of things, and so the fact that now we are possibly in front of the possibility of these North Koreans really entering in a direct confrontation with us. Well, I wouldn't be so.
But not here in America, like over in Korea, right?
Listen, maybe you don't understand. If Kamala, let's make an hypothetical scenario. I want to make an hypothetical scenario for everybody who is watching us now. If Kamala wins, okay, and she wins by means that are not legitimate, it's obvious that we will have a civil unrest of massive proportions, possibly a civil war, and maybe some states will break from the Union. At that point, America will be weakened because united we stand and we are strong, but disunited we are not. And at that point, Red Dawn!
You're in the Air Force, right?
Marines, actually.
How long are you here for?
A few weeks.
30 seconds left. Just get us in field goal range. 22!
The blackout may run along the entire northwest corridor.
Yes, this could not be fiction if Kamala becomes president, or even if Trump becomes president, they decide to unleash their hellish friends upon America.
You take care of your brother, you hear me? Go now, go while you still can. Let's go!
If you're seeing this broadcast, you are in a part of the country no longer controlled by the government of the United States.
Boys, I love you both, but I want you to do what I would do. Kill this piece of...
They messed with the wrong family.
How did this happen?
There's a new class of weapon. Everything went offline and never came back. They wiped us out, including U.S. Central Command.
What am I supposed to do?
This Thanksgiving. Whoa! Seems pretty ominous, guys. Welcome to the Leo Zagami Show. We are about to move to X and to Rumble for part 2 of our show. What do you think about this film, Christy? Is it like predictive programming of sorts? Are they kind of telling us predictive programming is about programming the future, no? So are they telling us something here? Well, we stand with Donald J. Trump, of course. Yeah, when she turns evil with the Ukrainian flag behind. I love that bit. Okay, guys, I see you for part 2. Exclusively on X and Rambo. Bye-bye to those who are lazy and want to stay on Facebook and YouTube, which is controlled. It's controlled. So it is. It's controlled, guys. Don't be controlled. Move to Rambo. Move to X. Don't be lazy. Don't be lazy. Yes, I mean, here we are in front of an epochal change. This is something, Christy, that's gonna make you sad.
Oh, is this a squirrel?
Peanut the squirrel was arrested together with another animal. And
wait, they arrested a squirrel?
They arrested a squirrel and then they killed him. And this happened in your beloved state of New York.
I have to sit through this.
No,
I didn't want to hear it. I don't like this stuff.
I know, but this is what everybody's talking about because, you see, even Trump had to intervene. Because in a demented state like the state of New York, where they don't even arrest the criminals that arrive from Venezuela or all the criminals that turned a beautiful city like New York in a living hell, they went after a squirrel who is popular on Instagram and TikTok, a squirrel that has helped the opening of a sanctuary for wild animals. And they arrived there with 12 agents. They locked the owner inside a bathroom while they went around the house.
Why?
Because they're evil. They're demons.
Was blindsided on Wednesday morning when agents from the State Department of Environmental Conservation came looking for his famous squirrel.
I was just going through my daily routine of feeding all of our 71 rescue horses at our nonprofit animal rescue. Midway through that, a line of DEC officers, about 6 to 8 of them, showed up and gave me a warrant for a squirrel and a raccoon.
The search warrant said Longo was in unlawful possession of wildlife. He says agents ransacked his property for 5 hours until they found Peanut and Fred the raccoon.
We complied. We weren't allowed to move. We were police escorted into the bathroom. Mind you, this is a search warrant for a squirrel and a raccoon. And I feel like this was a little bit of an overkill.
Longo says he was working on the necessary paperwork to be able to legally own Peanut as an educational animal.
You're not only hurting my family by taking Peanut away from me, but you're also hurting the organization that we started on the back of a rescue squirrel. We named this organization Peanut's Freedom Farm because he has been such a big portion of my life and so many people around the world. You know, we promoted the fact that squirrels are not good pets. They don't deserve to be inside, but there are rare occasions where you stumble on an animal that unfortunately can't survive in their normal habitat. That's the only reason why Peanut was ever a rescue animal.
Longo says he rescued Peanut 7 years ago in New York City after the squirrel's mom was hit by a car. He says he rehabbed Peanut and tried to release him into his backyard. But Longo says Peanut never developed the instincts to survive outside. After Peanut was attacked by an animal and lost half his tail, Longo let Peanut live in his home.
And then he became best friends with my cat. So that's when we turned to social media. We put some funny and silly videos out there, and the internet loved him. He became the world's most famous squirrel.
Peanut racked up a combined 3 million followers on TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram. Longo says he believes Peanut's fame led to someone filing a complaint.
I'm no expert in anything involving politics of the state, but they sent 6 to 8 officers to my house from Albany to confiscate a squirrel and a raccoon, and it was signed off on a search warrant. So just that in its sense, to say that is one of the most shocking things I could say, in my opinion, is we just used resources and spent an entire day sitting 2 people who run a nonprofit animal rescue and treat them like criminals.
Thanks. Yeah, thanks for watching, Idiot Lester. The thing is, guys, that, I mean, it's just unbelievable. That in the end, they euthanized these animals that were seized.
Squirrel that's gained social media fame was euthanized by state wildlife officials as part of a test for rabies. His owner claims excessive force was used to seize his pet earlier this week. Christy Kalishian hears from the owner and wildlife officials who say it's illegal to own the wild animal.
What a bunch of assholes. This could only happen in a Democrat state. And in fact, it was Democrats behind this decision, at least 10 of them. I hope that the state of New York and the city of New York can change. I know there is in the city of New York the will to change. Let's change, because New York used to be a great state and the city of New York a great city. And now instead it's turning into a hellhole. Let's free from this democratic scam.
California too.
Yes, and California. Otherwise, Red Dawn is coming.
Anybody who wants to join is welcome to it. We'll hit them on our terms. We're the Wolverines, and we create chaos. We need to steal that weapon.
It'd be the foothold we need and take our homes back.
I can't. Yes, you can. Relax.
And squeeze.
Do we really want to turn America America in a state of chaos because of these idiotic politicians. We are not garbage. The politicians are garbage, and Trump is trying to drain the swamp, and it's our last possibility, guys. Last possibility. We will be talking more about the subjects we have touched in part 1 of our show. Who are the sponsors of today, Christy?
Malgarazada Minta, David R. Kammerer, and Bruce Kodish. Thank you very much. And everybody that bought the book, too. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And I see you for part 2 exclusively on Rumble and X with exclusive content. Don't miss this show, and you can, of course, find it later also on band.video, where we always gather a lot of viewers. And so here we go with Vincenzo's Viceverse sound, the media ball, the images of Albert from Telepandemia. He is the guy who creates all these wonderful book covers.
Oopsie.
In that time, our world has taken so many steps in the wrong direction.
He's the guy who makes this wonderful record, this book cover, but he also makes records. He's actually a record producer, and this is one of his tracks. We see you in a few minutes for part 2 of our show. Christy, Leo, the Leo Zagami Show!
The next event occurred in